Hey everyone, What If Fan here, bringing you another exciting part of What If transmigrated into One Piece and became a Marine. You can find the fanfic title and the original author's name on my Patreon page. Make sure to check it out and show them some love. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into it. Chapter 251, Blaze and Hancock, 18+. Let him in. Creak. The door opened, and Sakazuki walked in. After leaving the Marines, he was reached by the Kong. He then joined the world government. This is an important meeting location. Since Sakazuki was called, it means they trust his strength. Sakazuki, sit. Saint Marcus Mars commanded. What do you think about Blaze's recent actions? It's brilliant. From the very beginning, since he joined the Marines, his target is the Fleet Admiral position. After the latest news, it's clear he wants to dethrone the world government from its overlord position next. Sakazuki gave his opinion, balling his fist. He wants to bring the world under the Marines. But he doesn't plan to rule it. It's not his personality, and that's what makes him terrifying. Saint Ethan Baron V. Anustero spoke. Let's come back to the topic. How are we going to deal with him? Saint Topman Warcury nudged. We can make use of Kaido and Big Mom. Along with our forces, it should be enough. We can't deal with him directly, not with the Marines behind his back. We need to strike him when he's alone. Let's target his weakness, Hancock. We received reports that he visits Amazon Lily regularly. The world government discussed their plans briefly. Amazon Lily. After a long fight, Hancock and Blaze lay in bed without a piece of clothing, looking at the ceiling. Their entangled bodies glistened with sweat under warm sunlight passing through the window. From above, their nude entanglement looks like a rare piece of painting. Hancock snuggles up under Blaze's arms, resting her head on his chest. Her eyes filled with love and tenderness. Meanwhile, her soft and delicate hands ran over his toned body before reaching his shaft. You naughty empress. Don't provoke me. Blaze hugged her tightly, playing with a piece of Hancock's hair that was softer than silk. With a slight inhale, Blaze discovered a reaction on his lower body. Her scent is utterly intoxicating. They finished the long round, but it looks like Hancock still has the energy left in her for another fight. Blaze, you are hard, again. Hancock lovingly uttered, her hands still stroking his shaft. You smell good, Blaze said, nuzzling her neck. Then, he leaned in and kissed deeply on her cherry lips. As soon as their tongues came into contact, Hancock instinctively closed her eyes as heat filled her entire being. Though it was not the first time they were kissing, she still felt jolts of electricity course throughout her body. She loves him that much. Before she could kiss back, Blaze pulled back while a thin string of saliva connecting their tongues broke apart. You taste sweet, Hancock. Blaze gently pushed her back to the bed and stood on his knees, positing him between Hancock's legs. Hancock covered her bashful face, leaving herself wide open for Blaze to admire her ample breasts. A beautiful sight to behold. You have a fine pair of tits, Hancock. Blaze laughed, tasting her right nipple while his left hand played the other one. His right hand moved to her pussy, it was wet, flowing with love juice. Look how wet you are, you horny girl. Are you that excited to bear my offspring? Blaze showed the hand for Hancock to see. She watched it through the openings between her fingers. Why yes, Hancock hissed in a slightly moaning voice. She opened her legs wider apart, presenting herself to Blaze. When he set his eyes, her pussy lips tightened and expanded in anticipation, dripping wet. Her shy and slutty side aroused Blaze so much, his rock-hard cock further pulsed. Snatching both her hands, Blaze pushed them above her head and gripped them tightly while he lowered his entire body on top of her. His enormous bulge rubbed against her wet lips, making her moan in pleasure. Ah! Blaze started teasing her by kissing and sucking on her long collarbone. Kissing his way up, He gently suckled on her left lobe as she gave out soft whimpers. Blaze, Hancock breathed out as the head pressed her pussy. Aligning his dick to her hole, Blaze slowly pushed the fat head inside her. He could feel her slits enlarging slightly to accommodate his cock. A small whine escaped Hancock's lips as his cock made its way. Since it's already familiar with the way, it moved boldly. After more added pressure, half of his cock went safely inside. Since her pussy clenched him so hard, Blaze couldn't go any further. Hancock's so aroused and excited every time they make love. It's her unique trait, and Blaze loves it. It's like her love for him only grows as they make love. I love you, Hancock. Kissing her lips, Blaze pulled out a little before shoving it back. Me too, husband. I love you, too. Hancock moaned as she pushed his head to her bosom, clasping his neck. Supporting her back, Blaze lifted Hancock and began to speed up. With every thrust, her large breast began to bounce in a ridiculous manner. No matter how many times he sees it, it's so arousing. The entire room is filled with the arousing smell of heat and the sounds of moans and thuds. After a few minutes, Blaze and Hancock climaxed at the same time as he come deep inside her womb. After a deep kiss, they both pulled apart with Hancock lying on top of Blaze. Catching her breath, she looked into Blaze's eyes that's filled with warmth and love for her. They stayed like that for a while, enjoying each other's warmth. After a few minutes, Hancock noticed Blaze looking at the ceiling thinking something. What are you thinking, my husband? She asked him. Well, I'm thinking about the world government's next plan. Blaze said. If my guess isn't wrong, they will definitely target you. With you by my side, I'm not afraid of them. Hancock said as she knew how strong is Blaze. He smiled. Blaze isn't worried about the 5 elders or anyone else but the mysterious him and his mass destruction weapon. It disturbs him to some extent. He doesn't want to see anything happen to Hancock. It's time to destroy the world government. Chapter 252, Brewing Conspiracy. Somewhere in the New World. A marine battleship docked at the pier, and Kowina and Regis disembarked from the ship. The people at the dock involuntarily made way for them to pass, seeing their marine cape. Is he really on this island? Kowina questioned, glancing at the medium-sized town. If our intelligence report is accurate. Regis answered. After a few minutes of searching and asking around, the duo ends up in a restaurant-cum-bar. As soon as they entered the restaurant, they witnessed 6 thugs bound to the floor. Despite trying their best, none of them could move or get up. It's as if some unique power pressed them to the floor. Devil fruit ability. Regis and Kowina looked at each other. They finally found the man Blaze-san asked for. Old man, do you know who we are? We are members of the Mad Boss pirate group. One of the punks shrieked, lifting his head with difficulty. The blind man responded. Oh. It seems like I can send you all to hell without hesitation. Thanks for telling me who you are. Isho unsheathes a sword from his cane, and a crushing force produces a massive hole in the floor, swallowing the pirates. The entire restaurant harbored a pin-drop silence as everyone was in awe of the blind man's power. Baha, old man, you are good and strong. I like you. Regis laughed and praised as he appreciated the blind man's personality. Excuse me, mister, do I know you? Isho asked, sheathing the sword back. We are from the Marines. We are currently recruiting strong personnel all over the world. Are you interested in joining the Marines? Your hockey, it's strong. Kowina explained. And, we came to this island in search of you. Fleet Admiral Blaze asked us to recruit you especially as he thinks highly of you. He even said your strength rivals that of admirals. I didn't think I was famous enough to be noticed by the Fleet Admiral of the Marines. Isho was confused. Though he planned to join the Marines after much consideration, he hadn't decided or contacted anyone yet. Sensing something, Isho looked at Kowina. Little girl, you seem to dislike me. May I know the reason? Though you are blind, your observation hockey is extraordinary. I want to know whether you are as strong as Blaze-san said. Kuina commented as her hand grasped the hilt of her sword. Oh. Isho showed an interested expression. From Kuina, he can sense the aura of the strong swordsman. The air turned tense as the aura of the two brought a sense of oppression to the people present within a few meters range. Whoa! 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 Can we stop this, please? At least, do this somewhere else. Regis interrupted at the right time and asked. What do you say, mister, are you interested in joining the Marines? After a minute of silence, Isho answered. Yes. Good. Let's return to the headquarters. Artificial Sky Island, Dawn. As soon as Blaze came, he was greeted by Dragon, Sebo, Koala, Jax, Akira, Madara, and other Demon Squad members. Blaze-san, you are here. We have been waiting for your arrival for some time. Sebo adjusted his top hat and said. Well, I was busy with some personal matters. Blaze responded, remembering his time with Hancock. You made quite a commotion. You could have taken one step at a time, I don't know why you rushed everything. Since it's done, we need to prepare ourselves. The world government won't rest until they kill you and regain their lost reputation. Dragon commented. No worries. I can deal with them. Ignore my problem, it's the perfect time for you guys to make a move on Mary Geos. Blaze shrugged, not taking the world government's threats seriously. Since the Marines are under your control, it's the perfect time to clear out the world government agents and spies. For that, we need to force them out by directly affecting their interest. Dragon briefed his strategy. I don't like any of these. With our strength, we can barge into wherever that Geos is and bring the so-called celestial dragons to their knees. Madara snorted. He's long done with the so-called manipulation and schemes. Well, considering your strength, there really isn't any need for all these. Jax agreed solemnly. The world government isn't as simple as you think. Have you heard of God's Knights? Dragon asked. God's Knights? Everyone looked at each other in wonder. They are a group of troublesome individuals with terrifying strength. They will intervene only when things get troublesome. I haven't encountered them personally, but I heard my dad talk about them. Dragon told what he knew. Everyone took a deep breath after hearing about it. The world government is like a mystery box that can give a surprise every time you open it. Proceed with the plan you prepared, Dragon. If something goes wrong, I will deal with it. Blaze's entire bearing exuded an aura of confidence. His absolute confidence gave others peace of heart. With him here, they have the confidence to do the impossible. Aside from Madara, everyone follows Dragon's lead. Madara, I need your help. I kept the exciting part for you. Blaze teased. Ring, ring, ring. Clank. Mama, mama. Kaido, it's been some time since we last spoke. Isn't it? Big Mom's voice came from the other side of the Den Mushi. What do you want, Lin Lin? Kaido frowned as he gulped the wine. Don't act stupid with me, Kaido. I know the world government contacted you. Did you agree? Big Mom asked. My decision is none of your business. It seems I'm not the only one they reached out to. Ridiculous. Kaido snorted. Mama, it shows how afraid they are of him. Tell me about him, Kaido, I heard you faced him some time ago and fled in a sorry state. Big Mom sniggered. Do you want to die, Lin Lin? Kaido roared. Without his notice, his hand caressed the scorching wound on his chest that still pains from time to time. He won't forget that battle in his lifetime. It was deeply imprinted in his mind that man's strength is stronger than Roger and Captain Rock's. Chapter 253, Admiral Fujitora. A great change is coming, Kaido, we need to unite our strength to overcome it. Big Mom's slick voice came from the other side. What are you trying to say? Kaido asked, raising his eyebrows. Let's form a pirate alliance. With our two pirate groups, Big Mom Pirates and Beast Pirates, joining force, we will be undefeated. Let's be friends, just like we used to be. At least until we dominate the world, then we can get back to killing each other. What do you say? Good. I don't trust the guys from world government. Kaido agreed. Mama. Excellent decision, Kaido. What did the world government offer to confront that man? I'm not doing it for the materialistic things. I am going to kill that brat for what he did last time, making me lose face. Kaido snapped. That battle plummeted his reputation and induced everyone to talk behind his back. He's not the same man who defeated you, Kaido. He's the current fleet admiral of the Marines. What about you, Lin? Why did you agree? I can only say they gave an offer that I can't refuse. Big Mom replied. Kaido snorted as Big Mom evaded the question and didn't answer. Unknown to Kaido and Big Mom, the Marines' intelligence department taped into communication between them. The two emperors of the sea joined hands? It's a big news. We need to inform the headquarters. What did you say? High-level people within the Marines heard the news and came to the Fleet Admiral's office to discuss the matter. Akiji, Kizaru, Gion, Tokakake, Tsuru, some best vice admirals of HQ, and recently retired veterans Sengoku and Garp, all came hearing the news. But to their astonishment, they didn't see the Fleet Admiral Blaze in his office. He's missing. Where's Blaze? Sengoku asked. Blaze-san left 2 days ago and hasn't returned yet. One of the Marine officers replied. He isn't taking this position seriously. Forget about him. Is the intelligence report true? Sengoku asked, deciding to address the issue first. Yes. Arara, the trouble's coming, Akiji muttered. It's unexpected. We can't allow the two emperors of the sea to join hands. Gion stated. There's nothing we can do now as we are short of an admiral. On top of that, many people left the Marines with Akainu. We need to recruit young Marines urgently. Tsuru voiced her thoughts. I don't know what that brat is thinking. Taking everything in a carefree manner. Where is he? Sengoku scolded exasperatedly. At that moment, a flicker occurred in the air and the next second everyone noticed a figure sitting in the Fleet Admiral position. What are you guys discussing without me? Blaze asked, sitting in a relaxed manner. Kaido and Big Mom have joined hands. Sengoku revealed the news. Oh. Blaze's plain reaction made Sengoku enraged as veins protruded on his forehead. Why you, what's your reaction? Don't say you are going to do nothing. Just relax, Sengoku-san. Enjoy your retirement life. Blaze teased and spoke. Focus your attention on the world government-affiliated kingdom that decided to side with us. As for the unruly ones, please pay them a visit. The world needs to know that Marines have the power to do as they say. As for the alliance between Kaido and Big Mom, I will take care of it. At that moment, a Marine soldier came in and reported. Sorry for the intrusion, Fleet Admiral Blaze. We found the blind swordsman you were looking for. They are the dock and told me to inform you. Blaze excused the soldier by waving his hand and spoke, let's go and welcome our admiral. He will assume responsibility for the vacant position. What? Hearing his words, all of them were shocked. At the same time, they were curious about the person Blaze asked to find. Kuina, Regis, and Isho got down from the ship. Is it Marine headquarters? It's really a place filled with strong people. With his powerful observation haki, Isho could sense the aura of people present in headquarters. It surprised him, there were many strong people present. Especially, the aura of Blaze, it was like a sun. At that moment Blaze appeared along with the others. The gathering of such top people in one place attracted talented Marines like Smoker, Tashigi, Hina, Kobe, Helmeppo, and other Marine officers. Welcome to the Marine headquarters, Isho. Blaze welcomed in a formal manner. His arrival will reduce the pressure on the Marines to some extent. Thanks for inviting me over. Isho bowed his body a little forward as a show of respect. He had a simple and honest smile while his voice was steady. No need for formalities. I know your strength and character, that's why I intend to assign you as the Marine Admiral. You can join now if you are ready for the challenge. Blaze extended his invitation. Hearing Blaze's words, discussion heated among the Marine officers. Does the blind uncle really have the strength of an admiral? He doesn't look like someone with strength. Kobe scratched his head. Is he going to be the next admiral standing side by side with Kizaru and Akiji? But, Sengoku interjected. Wait, Blaze, let's discuss first before deciding such an important matter. Even if he has some strength, he's blind. A Marine Admiral can't be someone with a disability. It's true observation haki can help him to some extent, but it won't change the fact he can't see. Is he a swordsman? His haki is strong. Garp commented, munching the rice crackers. It's true. I can tell he's strong. Akiji said. Is he going to be our new comrade? It seems like we finally have someone who can share our work. Kizaru spoke lethargically. Gion has a very keen intuition for things related to swordsmen. She can tell the blind man is strong. She saw the cane in Isho's hand that's used by blind people. But, she could feel the aura of katana contained in a cane. She knew Blaze well. Since he said that man has the strength of an admiral, then he's definitely a capable person. Like her, others believe in Blaze's vision, but there's a touch of uncertainty in their hearts. I know some of you have doubts. Since I invited him over, he's definitely strong enough to sit in the position of admiral. Still, it's better to clarify things. Blaze smiled, glancing at the surrounding crowd of Marines. Show your ability, Isho. Let the young ones have a peek. Make them recognize your strength. Isho took a step forward and smiled. Bending his body, he drew his sword. Purple halos extended directly from his body to the sky. Unlike in the original work, Isho seems to be serious this time. Blaze sensed he didn't hold back his Devil Fruit ability at all, he used his complete strength in the show. Devil Fruit ability? Everyone was astonished. They then began to wonder what kind of ability the new admiral possessed. Chapter 254, Target, Big Mom. Be careful, everyone. What's coming may be a little dangerous. Isho cautioned with a smile, sheathing his sword back to the walking stick. The first impression is the best. You didn't hold back at all. Nice. Blaze commented, glancing at the cloudless sky. Noticing Blaze's action, everyone followed suit and set their sights upon the sky. Everyone wondered what kind of Devil Fruit user he was and what his abilities were. They didn't have to wait for long as everyone noticed a brilliant streak of light in the sky. What is that? Rumble. Within a second, the glowing dot enlarged in their vision. It's a meteorite. This rapid fall of the meteorite caused the surrounding air to expand rapidly, resulting in a shockwave. The shockwave generated a sonic boom, which was heard by everyone as a loud, explosive noise on the ground. The sheer enormity of the meteorite cast a shadow that shrouded the entire Marine headquarters. All the Marines present in the HQ looked at the looming meteorite in the sky and froze in place. Not just them, even retired Sengoku and Garp were shocked by the display of power. If that thing crashes, forget about HQ, even islands within a few kilometers may be affected by shockwaves or tsunamis. Arara, such destructive power. Akiji's body emitted a white mist while a part of his face turned to ice, ready to take action. Though he knew nothing would happen with Blaze around, it's better to be careful. Not just him, Kizaru, Dion, Tsuru, and others were also ready to take action. Oi, Kuina, thankfully I stopped you in time and prevented your fight with him. His ability is scary. Regis gulped, sweating bullets. You ruined a good chance. Only by fighting such opponents, I can grow stronger. Moreover, he's a swordsman. Once he's appointed as an admiral, I can't challenge him easily. Kuina snorted. Fujitora's ability appears scary to others, but to her, it's just a meteorite that can be slashed by her sword. She's strong enough to do that. As I thought, all the admirals are scary. Though that blind uncle looks kind, his powers are frightening. He's a walking natural disaster, like the other admirals. Hey Kobe, are you listening? Helmeppo nudged his friend. An admiral has to be that strong to intimidate the pirates of the New World. Kobe clenched his fist, face full of excitement. His dream is to become a Marine Admiral. It's indeed an exciting thing for him to witness an admiral showing his power. I am a man who ate paramecia-type devil fruit, Zushi no Mi, which allows me to create and manipulate gravitational forces, Isho calmly introduced his devil fruit ability. Looking at Blaze, he asked, "Should I stop it?" Seeing no one taking action, Isho couldn't help but ask. "No need." Blaze raised his right hand toward the sky. The next moment, the flaming meteorite stopped in mid-air while the flames around it faded. With a wave of his hand, the scary meteorite, in the eyes of others, rocketed the way it came. Within a second, it turned into a streak of light and vanished into the sky. As the Fleet Admiral of the Marines, I appoint you as the Headquarters Marine Admiral, codenamed Fujitora. Welcome to the Marines. Blaze welcomed Isho. Fujitora didn't react to the words said by Blaze. A wave of the hand to overpower a meteorite I summoned with all my strength, the way Blaze solved his ability stunned him. What the? Not just him, but everyone was stunned by Blaze's display of power. No matter how many times they witness his strength, he always surprises them with new tricks. Garp and Sengoku sighed in defeat. We are old. He's a monster of the current generation with no rivals. Can the world government stop him or get destroyed by him? Guion thought. As long as he protects the civilians, she will stand by his side. It took a moment for the others to come out of the shock, but they accepted the fact with ease as Blaze was regarded as the strongest being in their hearts. Don't mind him. He's a monster, not on the same level as us. Anyway, welcome to the Marines. We will be comrades from now on. You can call me Kuzan. Akiji introduced himself. Your ability is scary. I'm Borsellino. Kizaru said, hands inside his pockets. The three admirals of the headquarters chatted for some time before Blaze summoned them to his office. What's the matter, why did you call us? Kuzan asked, taking a seat along with Kizaru and Fujitora. If I'm not wrong, the Big Mom and Kaido's target is me. The world government should have contacted them, it should be the reason. I had no plan to deal with them. Since they decided to side with the world government, it's time they disappear from the world. Blaze sighed. Are you serious? Do you know what kind of impact it will have on the world? Akiji asked while the usual laziness vanished from his face. I don't care. The other Yonkos won't sit by and watch. I don't know about Red Hair and Whitebeard, but Kaido will definitely make a ruckus. That's why I called you three. I will deal with Big Mom myself, meanwhile you three make no problem comes my way. Blaze stated his purpose. Is it necessary? Fujitora asked. Yes. Whole Cake Island. Big Mom ended the call with Kaido and looked at the people standing in front of her. They are none other than four sweet commanders of Big Mom pirates, Charlotte Katakuri, Smoothie, Cracker, and Snack, and Charlotte Perispero. Mama, are we really joining hands with beast pirates? Charlotte Perispero asked. Marines won't let two Yonko pirate crew join hands. Mama, I think it's not wise to side with the world government to offend the fleet admiral of the Marines. Katakuri expressed his thoughts. Mama, don't worry. The world government won't let him sit in the position for long. You don't know their strength. Still, be careful in the next few days. Chapter 255, Blaze arrives at Whole Cake Island. Brother Katakuri, what did the world government promise, for Mama to make such a rash decision? The sweet commander Charlotte Smoothie asked as only Katakuri was present at the time of the deal with the world government. Katakuri stood tall, his dominant stature exuding an aura of haki. With his eyes narrowed and a touch of coldness, he spoke his words. The world government has promised to provide her support, resources, and people with an extinct bloodline like a buccaneer, Lunarian, and other unknown races. On top of that, 5 devil fruits were promised by them. 3 of them are unknown devil fruits while the other 2 are logia, jam fruit and honey fruit. No wonder Mama agreed. Smoothie exclaimed, her eyes widening with disbelief. Indeed, such an offer was tempting even for Big Mom, who has always been driven by her hunger for power, and the desire to expand her crew and add a valuable collection to her precious books. However, her recklessness in making deals with the world government and joining hands with Kaido has provoked a formidable opponent, the strongest Marine Blaze. I'm worried about the man Blaze. His reputation as the strongest in the world is not to be taken lightly. Katakuri voiced his thoughts in a solemn tone. Since even the world government can't do anything to him, he should be ridiculously strong. Smoothie nodded in agreement, her expression mirroring Katakuri's seriousness. The implications of the deal with the world government were clear. It was a gamble, one that could either secure their family's future or lead to their downfall. Though they hadn't fought Blaze before, they had heard about his battle against Whitebeard, Kaido, and even Shanks. It shows his immense strength and ability to defeat even the Yonko. The strongest Marine, I can't wait to see him fall under Mama. Cuckoo. Charlotte Parasparrow's eyes gleamed. Unlike his siblings, his confidence in his mother's strength was unwavering. That Marine may be powerful, but Mama is unmatched. Charlotte Cracker stated. We must be prepared for anything. Katakuri's voice was serious. Inform our siblings to be careful and pay attention to the Marines. Next day. In the vibrant waters of Totoland, the mixed juice current is a phenomenon unlike any other. Formed at the intersection of 3 distinct juice seas, the watermelon juice sea, the peach juice sea, and the orange juice sea, the mixed juice current is a swirling vortex of colorful and aromatic juices, creating a spectacle of sights and scents that captivates all who behold it. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a figure materialized above the vibrant waters, shocking the lookout ship of Big Mom pirates. Blaze hovered in midair with hands behind his back while his entire being exuded overwhelming haki, enveloping the entire area in a suffocating pressure. Just his mere presence alone is enough to force the weak-willed to their knees. Oh! Is it the infamous mixed juice current? I should taste them since I'm here anyway. Blaze thought and soon noticed Big Mom's ship. What a bad luck! I was spotted as soon as I came here. I thought of enjoying various delicacies before they were destroyed. Well, it didn't matter. Blaze mused. He's here. One of the Big Mom pirates hurriedly called Katakuri via the Den Mushi. Marine Fleet Admiral Blaze is here. In an instant, Blaze's figure vanished from where he stood and reappeared on the deck of the Big Mom pirate ship. His arrival was accompanied by a shockwave of Conqueror's haki that rippled outward, knocking everyone on the ship to unconsciousness. I should give them some time to prepare themselves. Once they gather together, my job will be easy. Blaze mused and took his time to savor the unique flavors of the mixed juice current. There's a reason for Blaze targeting Big Mom pirates aside from her alliance with Kaido and the world government. By defeating her, Blaze will earn 2 free attribute points as she's the only one he hasn't defeated among the Yonko. Furthermore, she annoyed him at the wrong time. Unknown to him, his arrival caused chaos among the Big Mom pirates and Whole Cake Island. Whole Cake Island. Mama, Fleet Admiral Blaze is here. It seems like he came alone, but we can't underestimate him. Katakuri conveyed the intel. How dare he come here? Big Mom bellowed, her voice thundering across Whole Cake Island. Blaze's audacious actions enraged her to the core. Katakuri, prepare the troops. He needs to know the consequence of angering me. Big Mom seethed in anger as she commanded. Though angry, she hadn't lost her will to think. She knew facing Blaze alone wasn't a wise choice. As a cunning woman with years of experience, she decided to use Kaido. Big Mom immediately contacted Kaido via the Den Mushi. Ring, ring, ring. Clank. Mama. Kaido,
I need your presence in the whole Cake Island. That man Blaze has come to my territory, alone.
It seems the Marines have intercepted our last communication.
But, it's a wonderful opportunity to take your revenge. Want to come, Kaido? Warororo. It seems like even you can get scared, Lin Lin. Kaido's laughter came from the other side, finding the situation funny. Don't be ridiculous, Kaido. Who do you think I am? Big Mom exploded with fearsome presence. As a pirate from the Rocks era, what kind of storm she hasn't seen? Indeed. I will be there soon. Don't get taken down before I come. Kaido agreed to come. It's indeed a good opportunity.
With Big Mom by his side, he's confident in defeating that man. Prepare for battle, Katakuri commanded, his voice ringing with authority. Under the command of Sweet Commanders Katakuri, Smoothie, Snack, Cracker, and Daifuku, the members of the Big Mom Pirates began to assemble on Whole Cake Island. Countless ships docked along the shores of the island, with various chess soldiers, homies, and officers taking their positions. The entire fleet protected the whole Cake Island like a fortress. Suddenly, a ripple formed in the air. Blaze's figure materialized above the whole Cake Island. His presence silenced the entire crowd. His overwhelming haki enveloped the Big Mom Pirates like a suffocating blanket. Only then they realized they were facing the world's strongest man. What a powerful haki! He's no joke. Sweet Commander Smoothie gripped her large sword. A single man faced their entire Big Mom Pirates with confidence. Meanwhile, they trembled in awe and fear of the commanding presence exuded by Blaze. Mama, you have guts, coming here alone, Fleet Admiral Blaze. Who gave you the courage? Big Mom's roar came from afar as she made a grand entrance. Perched atop Zeus, the homey cloud that crackled with lightning, Big Mom held her sword Napoleon in one hand and Prometheus in another. Her presence is in no way inferior to Blaze. Chapter 256, Blaze vs. Big Mom. Why did you do it, Big Mom? You shouldn't have agreed to the world government's request to deal with me. Blaze's voice reverberated across the whole Cake Island. So what if I do, brat? Do I need to seek your permission to make my decision? Who do you think you are? Big Mom's thunderous voice boomed. With an air of indifference, she casually labeled him a mere brat. Is that so? Then remember it, Big Mom. It's your decision that's going to be the downfall of the Big Mom Pirates. Blaze uttered casually as if he could defeat her on a whim. Mama, do you truly believe yourself to be invincible after defeating the old Whitebeard who's weakened by the passage of time and burdened by the hidden wounds? Big Mom spoke. Disappointing. Blaze shook his head and voiced in amusement, I thought you were smart, Big Mom. Haven't you thought about why would a behemoth like world government strike a deal with the likes of you to deal with me? Big Mom's expression stiffened for a moment before returning to normal. What are you trying to say? Blaze continued. Why do you think they let me take control of the Marines without putting up a fight? Is it because they were so bored, they want to see what I do with it? No, he shook his head, his entire being radiated with an overwhelming aura as he spread his hands in a flashy manner. It's because I am strong. Even the world government fears facing me head-on. Knowing me well, they are making preparations by assembling their forces and trying to draw strong people to their sides like you and Kaido. What an arrogance! Big Mom Pirates thought, but after a moment of contemplation, they found it right. Let's test your words. If you aren't as formidable as you claim, be prepared to be buried here. Big Mom's fingers tightened around Napoleon's hilt, shifting it to its longsword form. A surge of black lightning danced along the blade's edge, infused with Hashiko haki. Ha! With a roar, she unleashed a mighty swing in Blaze's direction. The sheer force of her attack cracked the air itself. A deafening roar pierced the air as an explosion-like shockwave of pure destruction, as it surged forward at incredible speed, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake. Buildings crumbled to dust, and the very earth trembled as the shockwave tore through everything in its path. Meanwhile, the Big Mom Pirates struggled to maintain their footing while the weak ones took cover. Facing such an attack, Blaze stood tall, his hands casually tucked inside his pockets, with a relaxed expression.
He looked nonchalant, as if he had no intention of blocking the attack.
As the destruction wave neared Blaze, it crashed against some barrier and stopped in midair. And with a wave of his hand, Big Mom's attack dissipated into nothingness.
"If that's all you got, then it's pretty weak." Blaze chuckled and stated, "Let me show mine. First, let's take out the weak ones.
They will be a nuisance in the battle of our scale."
"Katakuri-ne-san, can you see what he's going to do?" Charlotte Daifuku inquired, knowing full well of his brother's extraordinary observation haki.
"My observation haki is restrained by his presence," Katakuri said with his brows furrowed. "I can foresee every move, but when it comes to him, it's as if the future itself is blocked.
My abilities don't seem to work against him." "What?" Blaze unleashed his full-level Conqueror's haki.
The air around him twisted for a moment before a ripple spread outward, sparkling with black arcs of energy. His haki covered the entirety of Whole Cake Island in an instant, rendering everyone unconscious while buildings and vegetation were crushed to nothingness. Aside from the Suite commanders and a select few strong individuals such as Daifuku, Oven, and a handful of others, no one remained conscious on Whole Cake Island. After a second, fissures formed on the ground, spreading like spider webs as if the island itself was under Blaze's overwhelming pressure, showing signs of falling apart. The impact was catastrophic, as the entire Whole Cake Island turned into a ruin.
"How dare you! I'm going to kill you!"
Big Mom screamed in fury, witnessing her home getting reduced to rubble. Her Conqueror haki exploded in rage and fought with Blaze, trying to reduce the impact and protect the island from falling apart. With a resounding roar, their haki clashed in midair, but the next moment, Big Mom found herself momentarily overwhelmed by the sheer power of his will.
How can this be?
Despite her years of experience, she found it unbelievable. Such a level of haki is impossible. It's even stronger than Captain Rock's and Roger. In no time, Blaze's intense haki exerted his dominance over Big Mom and suppressed her.
At Big Mom's level, there's nothing more disgraceful than being defeated by an opponent's will. Big Mom clenched her fist. "It's infuriating to think one day I would be, Mama's haki is suppressed. He's so strong, we underestimated him."
Charlotte Snack exclaimed nervously.
"We have to do something."
"How?" Charlotte Oven asked in a frustrated tone.
"We're already using every ounce of our willpower just to remain standing. How are we supposed to confront him?"
His words mirrored everyone's emotions. Despite their formidable strength, they found themselves at a loss against Blaze's overwhelming power.
"Though he's strong, Mama's not weak.
Be ready, when there's a chance we must unite our powers and deliver a fatal blow." Katakuri uttered and continued. "In case something worse happens, be ready to retreat with Mama. Using Broly's Devil Fruit ability, we can withdraw into the mirror world. Even if the battle destroys all the mirrors on Whole Cake Island, I have a spare one right here." Charging forward, Big Mom released a devastating punch aimed at Blaze. Her fist was boosted by the firepower of Prometheus and infused with the Hashiko haki. In the face of Big Mom's attack, Blaze countered with a powerful punch of his own, coating his fist with the formidable haki of the king.
Boom!
As their attacks collided, a shockwave reverberated outward, crackling with the black streams of energy all over. A grand clash of two Conqueror haki users. A blinding flash of light flared from the epicenter of the clash, blazing the entire island with its brilliance. And then, with a resounding boom, the sky above Whole Cake Island split apart.
Chapter 257, End of Big Mom Pirates.
The result of the clash between Blaze and Big Mom was so tremendous that it could be seen from miles away. All the residents of Toto Land were frightened by the sight. They were aware of the ongoing battle between the Marine and Big Mom, but they were taken aback by the immense scale of the battle. Admiral Fujitora and his unit, stationed a little away, marveled at the awe-inspiring spectacle in the distance. The sheer magnitude of the clash filled them with a sense of wonder and reverence as they knew it was the work of Fleet Admiral Blaze. Though they had witnessed many battles of large scale, such display of power still impressed them to the core.
Such strength, Fujitora murmured, no wonder he's the world's strongest man. They continued to observe, showing no sign of partaking in the battle. Fujitora and his unit were ordered by Blaze to observe and prevent Big Mom pirates from escaping. They can only enter Toto Land after Blaze gives his signal. Crackle! As the attacks of the two collided in mid-air, flashes of lightning energy flared all around. The ground trembled, and the very laws of nature seemed to bend and warp in the presence of such overwhelming power. What initially appeared to be an equal clash suddenly underwent a massive change. Blaze's power surged forth, overwhelming Big Mom's haki in an instant. Blaze's fist clad in Conqueror's haki connected with Big Mom's towering form. Big Mom resisted by pouring all her haki into defense but found herself unable to withstand the punch, despite her formidable power. With a thunderous impact, she was sent hurtling through the air, her massive frame propelled backward with astonishing speed and crashed far away. A stunned silence fell over the battlefield as the few conscious Big Mom pirates watched their mama, who was invincible in their hearts, get smashed to the ground. They were terrified. Since a cloud of dust obscured her form, they didn't know how's Big Mom. At that moment, Katakuri reassured. Don't worry, Mama's fine. Just like he said, Big Mom emerged from the dust cloud, her furious expression clear even from a distance. Blood trickled from her lips and forehead, but she looked fine. Though she looked fine, only she knew how much damage she had taken. If not for her monstrous physique, she may have been knocked unconscious. With a casual shrug, Blaze remarked, "You have a good physique, Big Mom. But how many can you take?" In response, Big Mom balled her fist while the Prometheus in her right hand grew gigantic, its flames threatening to torch everything within a few hundred meters. Seeing this, Blaze nearly rolled his eyes. Don't you have any other attacks, using fire in front of me? With a casual stretch of his hand, he forcefully pulled the flaming cloud with his gravity ability. Grabbing them by hand, Blaze devoured the flames which destroyed the flaming cloud. It's nothing but a mass of compressed flames with Big Mom's soul fragment. Blaze mused. What did you do? Big Mom roared as she found the Prometheus disappeared along with her soul fragment. I'm going to kill you. With a swift movement, she approached Blaze and unleashed devastating sword attacks that shook the very foundation of the island they stood on. The strength of her blows sent shockwaves rippling through the air, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. In the face of Big Mom's overwhelming strikes, Blaze either casually dodged the attacks or repelled them with haki-clad arms. I find your attacks boring, Big Mom. It's time to end it. Evading her attack, Blaze delivered a precise kick that sent Big Mom's figure to propel backward. With a thought from Blaze, a giant sun materialized above him, a radiant sphere of scorching heat and blinding golden light. The sky darkened, but its golden light bathed the landscape in an otherworldly glow, illuminating the entirety of Whole Cake Island. The land crackled and sizzled under intense heat. No doubt. If that thing were to fall, the whole Cake Island would be annihilated and reduced to ashes. He's too powerful, Katakuri muttered as he began to feel the heat corroding his haki cladding his body. He commanded urgently, quick! Everyone, get into the mirror world. What about the others? Charlotte Oven asked. Though they saved some of their brothers and sisters by moving them to the mirror world, most of the officers and other soldiers were still in Whole Cake Island, unconscious. If they leave, they will surely die. We have done what we could. Sending the others into the mirror world, Katakuri rushed towards the location of Big Mom. Sensing the power within the huge sun conjured by Blaze, Big Mom was shocked. She could tell if that thing were to fall on her, she would die. What Roger, what rocks? She mumbled, they are nothing but beings with stronger haki, even against them I can hold my ground. But, facing Blaze, Big Mom felt powerless and vulnerable, despite her formidable strength. His power transcended anything she had ever encountered before. In Blaze, she saw the epitome of the strongest man with no weakness. No wonder the world government fears him. Though she found Blaze's strength, it won't change her stance. After all, she's Big Mom, a Yonko with her own ambitions and goals. She won't back down just because of a stronger opponent. In fact,
facing a stronger opponent like Blaze only pushed her haki to her peak state. With a fierce glint in her eyes, Big Mom challenged, "Come, brat, show me what you've got." "As you wish." With a sweeping motion of his hand, the huge sun surged forward, hurtling toward Big Mom. Its radiant golden light engulfed the entire island in a blinding glow. The intense heat ignited the land below, transforming it into a raging inferno of flames. The once solid ground began to melt away as the whole cake island became a sea of magma. In the face of such overwhelming power, all the beings were reduced to ashes aside from Big Mom, Blaze, and Katakuri. "I'm not going to let anything happen to Mama." Protecting the fragile mirror with his haki, Katakuri rushed into the heart of the burning sun. Chapter 258, Kaido vs Akiji and Kizaru. Ah! Big Mom let out a painful cry as the huge sun engulfed her entire being. Being the target, haki covering her body shattered within seconds under the searing heat and it began to burn her alive. The unbearable pain of being boiled alive made her consciousness shut itself as she passed out. But at the last second, she felt someone pull her away from the burning inferno. Blaze suddenly found Big Mom disappeared from his senses. It didn't take long for him to realize Big Mom was transported to Mirror World as he perceived Katakuri near Big Mom. "Should I pursue them?" Blaze mused, and before he could decide, the system notification interrupted his thoughts. Achievement: defeated Big Mom pirates. Reward: plus 2.0 free attributes. Name: Blaze Hunt. Occupation: Marine. Constitution: 100, half-god. Devil Fruit: 96.0. Haki: 100.0. Free attribute point: 2.0. Good. With just 2 more points, I should be able to max out the Devil Fruit attribute, Blaze remarked in joy. As for pursuing the Big Mom, he didn't think much. His primary reason for coming here was to obtain the attribute points, and now that he had achieved his goal, he felt no need to chase after her. And considering that she took his attack head-on, she won't be able to do much for 1 or 2 months and won't be much of a threat. As Blaze closed the system panel, he watched the entirety of Whole Cake Island below him consumed by boiling sea, causing it to vanish from the world without a trace. Sigh. Another island is destroyed, Blaze lamented softly, retrieving a transponder snail from his pocket. He called Admiral Fujitora and issued his orders. "Isho, encircle the Tato land. Don't let anyone escape. Big Mom is injured heavily by me, if possible capture her alive." "Me? I am returning to the headquarters. Contact me if you require assistance." Some distance away from the Tato land, an earth-shattering battle is taking place between Yonko Kaido and 2 of the 3 admirals of the Marines, Akiji and Kizaru. Akiji's ice power enveloped the entire sea, creating a frozen expanse, while Kaido transformed into his hybrid form before landing squarely in front of them. On the other side of the battlefield, Kizaru and Akiji stood with some grazes impairing their marine uniforms. It was evident that they had clashed with Kaido for some time. Kaido's entire being boiled in anger as soon as he found himself confronted by 2 admirals of the Marine. His plans to confront Blaze alongside Big Mom were foiled, leaving him frustrated. With Akiji and Kizaru blocking his path, leaving would not be an option. Despite his formidable strength, Kaido knew if he fought them, the outcome would not be determined anytime soon. With his spiked kanabo slung casually over the shoulder, Kaido looked at the 2 admirals with narrowed eyes. "Since you 2 have dared to stand in my path, I suppose you are prepared for what comes next." "It means war." "Arara, it seems our actions have angered you," Akiji remarked coolly. "Perhaps you should have thought more carefully before aligning yourself with Big Mom. And don't overestimate yourself, we Marines are not afraid of you." Scary NE. "Fighting a Yonko is exhausting," Kizaru remarked casually, his hands tucked nonchalantly into his pockets. "Worororo. After that brat became the fleet admiral, you Marines grew some balls." Kaido crackled for a moment before his voice took on a serious tone. "Since you 2 insist on standing in my way, then I suppose I have no choice but to crush you both." With his words, the atmosphere grew tense and electric. Kaido's entire being radiated with black streams of energy, a show of his mastery over Conqueror's haki. On the other side, Akiji's body began to change, half of him encased in ice, chilling the air around him. Meanwhile, Kizaru's body was engulfed in a radiant golden aura, ready to strike at any moment.
With a surge of strength, Kaido charged at the two admirals with his kanabo crackling in black lightning arcs.
Facing the charging Kaido, Akiji unleashed torrents of freezing ice, aiming to turn Kaido into a frozen statue, while Kizaru fired torrents of deadly golden light beams from his hands.
"Don't kid me with such puny attacks," Kaido roared as he swung his spiked club with thunderous force, imbuing it with the overwhelming power of his conqueror's haki.
The elemental forces of ice and light shattered upon impact, unable to withstand the sheer might of Kaido's blow.
Undeterred by the admiral's attacks, Kaido pressed forward, his impervious dragon skin rendering him immune to their assaults. With each exchange of blows, shockwaves reverberated through the frozen sea, sending tremors rippling across the surface. Black lightning crackled through the air, intermingling with blinding bursts of golden light, explosions, and shards of ice as Yonko and admirals collided with everything they had. As the clash raged on, Kaido thought, "Linlin, you have to do this one on your own. Don't you dare lose to that brat, or I won't forgive you." Inside Mirror World. "How's Mama?"
Charlotte Perispero asked. "I managed to wring out the residual heat and pain, but Mama's in critical condition and requires immediate treatment," Charlotte Smoothie said.
"Big bro Katakuri, what about you? Are you okay?"
Charlotte Oven inquired, looking at his bloodied form.
"My skin's burned, but I'm good. If not for everyone using their haki to protect the mirror, I would be done for," Katakuri said and instructed.
"Broly, transfer the best doctors present in Tato Land to Mirror World.
After that, destroy all the mirrors, except for the well-hidden ones."
"Okay, Oni-san," Broly acknowledged before turning and departing. "I can't believe we were reduced to such a state by a single man." Charlotte Snack clenched his fist in vexation.
Hearing his words, there was silence.
In the face of such overwhelming power, they could do nothing but watch. For the first time in their life, they saw a man whose strength had no bounds.
That man's casual moves defeated their entire Big Mom pirates. Let's not dwell on anything else for now, as we're not out of danger yet.
"Without Mama, we're nothing," Katakuri warned. "Let's concentrate on healing Mama before considering our next moves." "Good," the others replied in unison, accepting Katakuri's words.
Chapter 259, The Hunter Becomes the Hunted. Marine Headquarters.
At the round table, Sengoku, Tsuru, Garp, Gion, and several other marine officers sat comfortably in their seats as they enjoyed their meat and wine.
Sengoku and Garp were untroubled, enjoying their retirement life. "How's the retirement life, Garp-san? You seem to be happy," Gion inquired. "Waha, I like this leisurely life of teaching the young brats. Sengoku, it seems I finally found peace. What about you?"
Garp grinned as he showed off to his good friend Sengoku.
As for Sengoku, he didn't bother responding to Garp's jest as he simply enjoyed his herbal tea.
"You two fools, there's no such thing as peace in these treacherous seas.
No matter what you do or where you hide, trouble has a way of finding you," Tsuru snorted sternly. "Don't be like that, Tsuru-chan, you have to learn to enjoy your life. Why don't you spend some time with your granddaughter?"
Garp persuaded in a soft tone. At that moment, Akiji and Kizaru entered the room. Their presence attracted everyone's attention and everyone was surprised by the sight of bandages and plasters adorning the admirals.
"Kuzan brat, what happened to you too?" Garp asked casually, munching a donut.
Not just him, everyone was curious why Akiji and Kizaru were in such a state. "When you're clashing with Yonko, a few scratches and bruises are to be expected, I suppose," Kuzan remarked nonchalantly. "Entangling Kaido is no easy feat." Kizaru sighed.
"Why were you two fighting Kaido? What exactly happened?" Sengoku inquired, his brow furrowing in puzzlement. "Arara. So Blaze didn't tell you guys anything?" Kuzan chuckled softly before recounting their operation of taking down Big Mom. "What? Blaze single-handedly took down the entire Big Mom pirates, and Big Mom's whereabouts are unknown?" Sengoku exclaimed loudly in a disbelieving manner, startling his pet goat. He continued with a reproach. What is he thinking, doing something so reckless?
They knew Blaze was overwhelmingly powerful, but directly confronting and eradicating an entire Yonko pirate crew seemed nothing short of madness to them.
Ha ha ha.
I must say, I admire that brat's bold way of doing things, unlike certain someone who likes to plan everything. But, he's indeed the right person to succeed you, Sengoku.
It seems like the coming days won't be so boring.
Garp crackled, excited by Blaze's actions. Garp, don't take everything so lightly, Sengoku warned in a serious tone.
Do you know what kind of impact it would have on the world? Whatever happens, it has nothing to do with us, Sengoku.
We are nothing but two retired guys enjoying our life.
Garp grinned carefreely. You're right.
Sengoku returned to his relaxed demeanor and began to feed his goat.
Is Big Mom alive or dead? Suru inquired. Alive, Kuzan confirmed.
At the last moment, she managed to escape into the mirror world.
Blaze didn't bother to go after her and let Admiral Fujitora handle the things.
Given Blaze's character, it's entirely possible he grew bored of their fight and allowed Big Mom to slip away, Dion mused aloud.
It's possible, everyone agreed.
The next day, the news of Big Mom's defeat spread like wildfire across the New World and Grand Line, sending shockwaves throughout the pirate world. The defeat of such a formidable figure struck fear into the hearts of even the most fearsome pirates.
Big Mom pirates were destroyed, and Big Mom's status is unknown? Hearing the news, many were in disbelief, but after countless confirmations, they found it was true. Yonko Big Mom had been defeated. And the culprit is the Marines.
The Marines are scary.
But why the sudden move?
The underworld people who had dealings with Big Mom didn't expect the Marines would take such a drastic step. It was a silent and deadly one, where they succeeded in dethroning the Yonko. After that man became fleet admiral, the world seems to be in constant change. After reading the news of Big Mom's defeat, aspiring pirates across the seas realized that the waters had become even more unpredictable. With a formidable figure like Blaze sitting in the fleet admiral position, some pirates even dropped the idea of venturing into the Grand Line. Room of Authority, Mary Geos. St. J. Garcia Saturn put down the Den Den Mushi and looked at the fellow elder planets before speaking slowly.
It's true. Big Mom is defeated. Whether she's alive is unknown. Kaido, who came to her rescue, was stopped by Kuzan and Borsellino. Damn.
Saint Nusjiro hit the samurai sword on the floor. He disregards our authority without a care while he's becoming incredibly difficult to deal with. Indeed, Saint Topman agreed, his voice tinged with unease.
Blaze's reckless actions have thrown the balance of power into disarray. We must do something as soon as possible. But what can we do? Saint Mars questioned. Just as we were considering aligning with Big Mom and Kaido, he obliterated the Big Mom pirates and indirectly warned Kaido.
The other elders exchanged glances, acknowledging the gravity of the situation. In addition to the troubles posed by Blaze, the Revolutionary Army has recently become active and disrupted many of our operations across various regions. Suddenly, St. Jupiter chuckled before continuing.
It feels as though we're trapped in a whirlpool. And at the heart of it all, it's Blaze. This sensation, it's all too familiar. Yes. Usually, it's us who hunt the beings who pose a threat to us.
But now, it appears we've become the hunted.
Saint Mars nodded. Being alive for so many years and faced countless storms, how can't they understand what's happening?
They played right into Blaze's game from the very beginning.
It's time we should make our move. We can't afford any further delay, St. J. Garcia Saturn stated in a resolute tone. Call the Gods Knights and CP0.
Both Gods Knights and CP0 set out last night after finding the movements of the Revolutionary Army. A world government soldier came in and reported.
Why aren't we notified? Saint Saturn asked. This Saint Garling didn't say anything. Hearing this, the five elders had a bad premonition. Chapter 260, God's Knights.
In the vast expanse of the sky, the sun painted the horizon with hues of gold and orange.
An artificial island floated gracefully among the billowing clouds.
Anyone from below won't notice the difference, as the entire island is created with the extraordinary ability to manipulate clouds.
Unlike normal clouds, this cloud is fluffy and dense enough to carry all kinds of things, including people and even buildings.
Jax, the cloud fruit ability user, sourced it from Sky Island.
Yes, it's a temporary island floating above paradise, created by Jax. As for the Dawn Island, it was destroyed after it served its purpose.
Though it's a temporary island, it's as big as 2 Marineford combined, but it didn't have many structures or any other things.
Just a few houses to serve as temporary residences.
Dragon, Sabo, Kola, Akara, Jax, and the 10 strongest members of the Demon Squad sat in a circle, discussing something.
Did they follow you?
Sabo asked with his eyebrows raised. I'm certain they did, Jax replied, proud.
You needn't doubt it. He's not exactly good at hiding.
Even if you instructed him to stay covert, CP0 would locate him without much trouble, Akara remarked sarcastically.
TSK.
You are jealous of my ability, Jax retorted with a smirk.
Akara rolled her eyes.
Dragon, his gaze piercing into the distance, cleared their doubts. He's being followed by a world government agent. I suspect he's already relayed the information. It appears our plan has worked. We should inform Blaze-san, Sabo suggested, his tone tinged with fighting intent.
Good.
Make sure our commanders are informed as well, Dragon spoke, his voice steady and resolute.
Will the gods' knights come?
Jax asked in a doubtful voice. They will. Our recent operations have directly impacted the world nobles, making it their responsibility to intervene. Furthermore, Madara destroyed some of CP0's just before the Summit War, so they don't have much manpower to deploy.
Dragon explained, certain of his guess.
Dragon-san, it appears we are drawing closer to realizing our vision, Sabo exclaimed, his fist clenched in excitement.
Don't jump to conclusions too hastily, Sabo. You've yet to encounter the truly formidable figures within the world government.
Dragon cautioned, his tone filled with wisdom earned from years of experience.
Marine headquarters.
Blaze spoke via his Den Mushi to Isho, don't chase them into the mirror world. The risk is too great, as the entire force of the Big Mom pirates may be inside the mirror dimension.
Come back. I have defeated Big Mom once, I can do it again. She's not that much of a threat right now.
After concluding the call with Admiral Fujitora, Blaze's private Den Mushi rang. Securing the call with another 2 Den Mushi, he attended.
Tell me, Sabo, Blaze spoke upon answering. Are they making their move? Wonderful. Don't worry about anything. I will be there in a few minutes. Blaze ended the call and mused.
We've finally managed to lure those guys out.
After an hour. They are here. Dragon suddenly declared, his tone sharp and intense.
The next moment, an overwhelming presence seemed to materialize out of thin air, enveloping everyone in its suffocating embrace. It's been some time, Dragon, a deep voice rumbled. Following the commanding voice, a man flickered into view and landed on the Cloud Island. He's none other than Figureland Garling, Supreme Commander of the Gods' Knights. Garling stood tall, his age apparent in the lines etched upon his face and the silver hue of his hair. He donned a cape bearing the world government symbol, draped over exquisitely designed light knight armor. He had a unique hair and beard combo that resembled a forward-facing crescent moon while his eyes were hidden behind stylish circle-frame sunglasses. He had a serious demeanor with an air of indifference that kept everyone far away, while his mere presence radiated authority. A second after his arrival, more figures appeared and stood behind him, 2 additional Gods' Knights, along with members of CP0 and World Government Guards.
Garling, Dragon replied evenly, his gaze intense.
From their interaction, it's evident that Dragon and Garling know each other. It seems there's a history between them, Jax observed. No kidding, Kola replied, finding tension in the air.
Saint Figureland Garling.
He's a celestial dragon with a prestigious position as the Supreme Commander of the Holy Knights, an organization that holds power just below 5 elders. When Dragon was in the Marines as a young kid, he often accompanied Garp during his travels. It was during one such journey 36 years ago at God Valley that he first encountered Garling. It was after the God Valley incident that he left the Marines. Your attempt to overthrow the world government. I find it laughable. After all these years, what have you gained but a mere title, world's worst criminal, Garling retorted, his voice laced with disdain. Though I found it mildly amusing to see a group of ants struggling to overthrow a kingdom of gods, your recent actions crossed the line and began to infuriate me.
It's time I put an end to this revolutionary nonsense, Garling declared.
You world nobles are all the same, thinking of yourselves as gods and such. Someone has to do something to bring a change, Dragon snapped back. We nobles are the chosen few, bestowed with the right to live as gods, above the likes of creatures such as yourself. We don't exist for you to question our actions, only for you to obey. Garling's voice boomed with arrogance and pride. What a prideful man, Sabo snorted, finding Garling's arrogance sickening. Since the Revolutionary Army is attempting to disturb world order and peace, as the supreme commander of the God's Knights, I condemn the Revolutionary Army and its disruptive actions. And you, Dragon, are hereby sentenced to death.
Garling declared a death sentence.
Humph. Who are you to sentence us to death?
None of you are going to leave this place alive. Jax retorted.
As he spoke, the surrounding clouds began to transform, morphing into a formidable fortress covering sky and earth, with no way out. Without bothering to look at the encompassing clouds, Garling ordered.
God's Knights, listen to the order, attack them. Kill everyone, no need for capture.
As for CP0, be alert, you are responsible for the lookout. That wraps up this part of What If Transmigrated into One Piece and became a Marine.
Thanks so much for listening.
As always, new parts drop every 4 days, so be sure to stay tuned. Also check out my Patreon channel for early releases of all the series, where you can find all the series released one day ahead of YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and please consider supporting the original author as well.
See you in the next one.